Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Good morning, ladies, sisters, and Muslimas. Today, I was told that we are going to be having people from only this institution, but I'm happy that we also have people from other institutions. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the best out of this gathering. You know, gathering like this, we collect a lot of things. The correct things, opinions, just words, and even words of God. But I rather think we are going to take the words of God, because my opinion will still be my opinion and yours will be yours, right? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله ثم الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أما بعد أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله جل في علاه وتزودوا من دنياكم لآخرتكم فإن خير الزاد التقوى قال الله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما ثم قال يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون ثم قال إنما المؤمنون الذين إذا ذكر الله إنما المؤمنون الذين إذا ذكر الله وجلت قلوبهم وإذا تليت عليهم آياته زادتهم إيمانا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون الذين يقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون أولئك هم المؤمنون حقا لهم درجات عند ربهم ومغفرة ورزق كريم صدق القائل. توغلا Uganda, twogera Luzungu. Allahu akbar. Oluzungu olusi lulimi lwangu era mpulidde Dr. Hafiz ngayogera wano Oluzungu neŋŋamba nfudde nze Katonda ow'ekisa, but munzikirize nkozesa ennimi bbiri. Siri nnyo muntu wa Luzungu nnyo munsinga okumanya Oluzungu, so nja kuba kwata mu Luganda mujja kumpulira. Manyi Oluzungu some words nyinza okyogera mu Luzungu nagamba kyaka kitegeeza kuwaana, naye nga mbadde nkugamba ove ku nsonga essegeera kati munzikirize ntambulireko mu Luganda ndyoke mbakala kati mumpulire. Excuse me for that, but all praise and gratitude is due to Allah the Most High. May His peace and salutations be upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now I will request to get a volunteer from the audience to help me read something. So as you read, I'll be interpreting the meaning of the words that are here. Anyone? Thank you very much. Is there a microphone? This is the content you're going to be reading. So this is it, till the end. So when I say you start, you shall start, right? Okay. So today's discussion, we are going to be basically talking about modernity and Islam, right? Because that is basically an aspect that is disturbing people. Islam and modernity. Because sometimes if you indulge so much in modernity, it destroys your faith at the highest percentage. And if you say that I'm going to do Islam, some people tell you that oliwa chikadde, mean you are a stand or yet you're trying to live as the basics, right? So we are going to look at how can we balance the two, and what should be our core cause, and what should be our number one priority amongst the two aspects, modernity and Islam. I am an advocate of a statement that says that don't modernize Islam, but Islamize modernity. There are two different aspects. Because most of us, we think that Islam yet it's not the reality. Islam has principles and basics that were there, are going to be there, and shall always be there. We are not going to ameliorate them, are we? No, we are not going to change them. But Islam, because it is existing, it was existing, and it's going to keep on existing, we have to see how we can put our interests into Islam, and they fit in Islam. Because it is the entity we are all working to make good. I mean, we are all making our hereafter good, right? So when modernity comes, it comes with a lot of challenges and tests. Try to imagine. Now these are cameras here. Now we are using the cameras to disseminate information to our sisters and brothers and friends who are not here. But some other person would use the same cameras for some other activity, which is even contrary to Islam. So how do we marry the two aspects, modernity and Islam? So we do not modernize Islam, but we Islamize modernity. Now, you look at how all of you are putting on. You're putting on very well. But if somebody is modernizing Islam, they will look at the abnormal to seem normal, because these things are done. When you look at the movie, when somebody is a superhero in the movie, or somebody is the main character, and they are Muslims, they say salam, but they're only throwing on the veil, it might look to be normal to you, yet it's not. It's not the normal. So it's not the normal, but we rather convince ourselves that it's the normal. It's not the normal, come on. Now the normal, what should be normal, is somebody covering their whole head, neck, and the rest of the body. And what is normal is for ladies to put on without exposing the shape of their bodies. That is the normal. But most of us think that we have to be stylish. We have to bring some more modern things into Islam. Oh, come on. That is not the normal. So, yes, it is okay. You can put on like how you want, but is this what Islam wants you to look like? It's a question you have to ask yourself. And what is our purpose of creation? I always tell my students, our purpose of going to school is to study. It is to study, and if you fail to study, you're going to be expelled, you're going to be suspended. But our purpose of creation, which is the absolute and ultimate, is to worship Allah alone. We agree, right? Yes. That's good. If our purpose of creation, and it is the absolute, and it is our goal, it carries all the objectives and aims to see that we please Allah the Most High, that means we all have to fight so much so that we can make our hereafter a good one. Listen, Allah says in the Quran, وَابْتَغِ فِي مَا آتَاكَ اللَّهُ الدَّارَ الْآخِرَةَ وَابْتَغِ فِي مَا آتَاكَ اللَّهُ الدَّارَ الْآخِرَةَ وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. You see, Allah is saying that use whatever you've been given to. If it's knowledge, if it's the money, if it is the modernization, if it's the technology, use it to make your hereafter a good one. Surah Al-Qasas, verse 77. But he says, وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. Do not forget your share you have on this world. Do you know why Allah put cars in the world? He's giving us a glimpse. He's giving us a taste of what is going to be in Jannah. That is it. This is modernization. It's modernization. Gone are the days people used to move days, weeks, years to go to another destination. But now, within a few hours, you're where you want to be. All right. So, if Allah has created all these amusements we have in life, we have to see how do we use these amusements to see that we please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Most High. And after doing that, the concomitant of that is to purify, is to rectify, it is to make good our hereafter. Because our purpose of creation, the ultimate purpose and objective, and the ultimate reason of our creation is to worship Allah alone. From the Quran, Allah says in Surah Al-Dhariyat, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I did not create the unseen, the jinn, and human beings except to worship Allah alone. With all these, the vicissitudes that come along the way, the turmoils that come along the way, our purpose is always to worship Allah alone. Yes, there are going to be things that are going to distract us, but we have to stay on the line, we have to stay on the track, we have to stay steadfast on our religion so that we reach the ultimate goal. And the ultimate goal is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ibtigha'a mardatillah. Tell me, a woman died, but before she died, she left a request that when I die, you write on my grave a statement that says, I wish I saw this coming. Yet we all know that we are going to die. It's the end game. Is it the end game? Is it the end game?
Yes.
It's not. We have to go before the eyes of the Lord. So this modern world, I see people always coming up with styles, but the styles are going to leave you down, tarnishing your religion. Read for me.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We were all created with a divine purpose, a purpose that extends far beyond confines of this temporary world.
I want you to read louder so that they can hear what you're saying. Louder. Do you preach? You don't preach?
I don't, but I can public speak.
You can public speak?
Yes.
I might not give you some marks of audibility.
Okay, let me. We were all created with a divine purpose.
Actually, don't mind me. I'm just a teacher. So I criticize a lot. I'm a critic. So don't feel bad. No, I know you're feeling bad. I'm just trying to perturb you. Yeah, actually, public speakers don't get annoyed. So I'll play with your emotions if you cannot speak louder.
I'm a teacher in making.
Ah?
A teacher to be.
Ah, you have to speak aloud. Come on. You're going to go in a senior one class where guys are shouting like...
We were all created with a divine purpose.
That's it, girl. That's it.
A purpose that extends far beyond the confines of this temporary world.
So have you seen what I've been explaining? We have a divine purpose. Now this purpose extends beyond what you see with your eyes. It is beyond. As I conclude, you remind me to take you through a journey of true life, reality. It is a journey I take through all my listeners and my audience, and I don't leave them the same. Because you know, when we open our eyes, we don't see, but we'd rather look. But when you sit down alone and you start pondering, when you close your eyes, you see your true self. But when you open them, everything seems to be normal to you. Yet it's not. So we have a divine purpose. I said it is the absolute and ultimate purpose of creation is to worship Allah alone. Despite all the modernity, all the modernization, all the new innovations that are trying to make us deviate away from the normal, we have a purpose, an absolute reason as to why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us. Go on.
We were created to worship Allah, to strive for righteousness, and to fulfill responsibilities assigned to us.
And that's it. That is the ultimate purpose. Worshipping Allah alone. All others come as an addition to what is supposed to be the normal. But most of us think that when we change it, it becomes the normal. Kankubulire, omuntu okwambalanga earrings ziri bweru, it's not the normal. Abantu be babitandikawo mujja kulowooza nti the normal. It is not the normal. Lwaki? Kubanga waliwo abantu abaagala bakyuse our religion mpaka nga bye twandibye nga biri normal bivuddewo. Ask me why. Ask me a question. Why? Ask me a question. Why? The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, "Bada al-Islamu ghariban." Islam started as something strange, a religion of strangers. Ndabona abantu abasaala bavunama bayina ebirevu bakaaba nga basaala musajja mukulu ebirevu ne bigenda mu amaziga abakazi beebikirira nga biri strange tibabyabangako bintu bipya. Wona babasiraamu bakutama we basituka tarahum ruk'an sujada bakamba bano basajja bakola biki bigenda. But it was strange to them. Strange to them. And because it was strange, it was a belief of selected people who would manage to be strange, who would manage to be called weirdos. Tola bakatugwa neno nababulabi omukyala nga ayambadde niqab ngono era muli mu ndobo gamba oyo wa mujjana naye nga ajjudde amazambi gazinga n'agajjajjaawo kama nti wa mujjana naye nga jjajjaawo awulira ku mazambi ono gakoze agamba Allahu akbar. Naye omulaba ne niqab gw'olowooza nti kati baneeno bebeekitalo, yet that is the normal. Gwayambala n'osiba wooti n'olekako wooti enviiri zokka nsingo nesigala bweru agamba nti Africa tive tuli ku mulembe tuli ku musono. Wallah, you have deviated from the normal. Tulina kye tuyita normal ebya bulijjo mu busiraamu. Gwe tolaba omuntu okusaala eswala ettaano ennaku zino balaba ng'oyo wa kitalo agenda mu jjana, yet it is the normal. Omuntu omukyala alina okusaala 5 times a day. Tetwalinga ekibuli SS abaana basine wano bakulaba eri mu mimbali kubanga mimbali baali bagitya mimbali yabaseeka uyajja naye nga bakulaba nga naawe oba ogenza okusaala oyambala kanzu njeru n'oteekako ejjuba kwega balabira ddala omuntu ow'omujjana. Bakulaba ng'oyimiridde mu mimbali abaana basinya wano balabira ddala ow'omujjana naye nga seeka muyaaye mufere mukumpanya mubbi naye nga biri mazambi ge mundaye yeyemanyi. Okay, nagendako musiniya wanu abaana basiniya wanu bakola statement nempulira nga njagala nakaba nogadi say mashallah for you are going to enter Jannah wallahi you're going because remember Muzaraj we see you there reciting the Quran, even the way you move you move nga wegendereza wenna gwamanya amawulire gokola nga seeko ogudde ku street y'essomero ekigo so twatambula twegendereza abaana baleme kukola ku mawulire. Anyways, baba gwotunula bwoti gwe baseeka they are not mystique ne basheka tebali mystique tebafunayo kadde kiro ne bagenda ne basisinkana Allah mu ofisi ye ne boogera ne banyumyamu nti ekyagenda oyogere bino. No, they are not mystique, they are humans like you. Ate baseeka sinti tebasobya. I tell people that baseeka ne basheka ti they sin but they are humble sinners. Waba agenda kwenda ayenda humbly atekamuko kutakuwanga ayenda. Okay, so tugamba nti abo bagenda no nabo modernity ebatwala gwe mugambe mpa ku simu yo ogenda mu search engine history osachinga ebiriyo. Allahu akbar. So they also sin eyansi nanga ayogera omanyi Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam yagaa nti wama ubarri'u nafsi inna nafsa la ammaratun bisu. Emyoyo gyaffe to err is to human. To err is to human. We are all going to make mistakes. Abakyala mugenda kukola mistakes nyingi nnyo. Nyingi nnyo. Nange ngenda kukola mistakes nyingi nnyo. Naye kyovula bannabbi yatugamba nti wa khayra al-khata'in abalungi abakola ensobi abalungi abeenenya. Because we are going to find very many things that speed up the way we deviate away from Allah. Gati tunagenda maaso kamba buli Nabbi sallallahu alayhi wasallam yali ayogera ne basahaba be n'abagamba nti jaddidu imanakum muzze bupya imaani zammwe renew your faith lwaki yakyogera bali balina basahaba lwaki yakyogera because waliwo ebintu nga bigenda kuzanyira ku imaani zaffe zibeere at stake nga zigenda kukkirira zimaleza ziri mu kkirira yambuka kkirira like that is how our faith is temuwuliranga bagamba nti al imanu yazidu wa yankus eyongera nimala nekkirira imaani nabbi n'abagamba nti no jadidu imanakum muzze bupya imaani zammwe kubanga yakimanya omulabe sitaani tanyumirwa naye waliwo kati abakazi nga ne sitaani yamuvaako okumukema muwemu ate ambasada wa shaitaani ate ayambala ne nikabu ayambala ne hijabu abaana egy'ekisaasa ekyanja abaana ba IU ne universities endala mukola night shift ekyanja eyo kisaasi obalaba nga babayisawo ku buboda bagenda mu night shift kati mwagaza ki night shift bajjamaani wamma essimu gy'olina wagifuna otya wanje gy'osomerako Qur'an nokera ku makya ku Friday maani nekulinnya osoma suratul kahf naye nga jamaani essimu mangi wagijja wakola night shift wanje temubimanyi temubimanyi kati imaani yammwe buli kaseera bakulaba jamaani bakulaba wallahi bakulaba abantu shaitaani egezaako kulaba nti gaalo ono mwensene egenda ekyuka erimu kuba kati iPhone 15 yafulumye naye eyavaako obwa virgin ku iPhone 4 ku 15 afaanagana atya nga ye si mufumba ali awo ayita mwono mwoli anoonya iPhone anoonya modern agakubeerako modernity afaanagana atya saawa zino 44 naye baaba myaka 11 wallahi ozirwana bagana bange wallahi tubeere ekisaasi ekyanja n'olaba musirima proud hijabi nga bamuyisawo ku boda agenda mu apartment kupakasa night shift anoonya iPhone nogamba nti bana basiraamu ku IU gye tusuubira nti ye waliyo bashekati gye tusuubira nti those people who study there they are the epitome and emblem of Muslim nga bali eyo nga bali mukola bintu ebyo naye mu kiki kye munoonya kubeerako hijabu ze mwambadde abasinga percentage y'abantu abatudde muno anti mbagamba mazima kuba togenda kumpa jjana yadde omuliro era ngenda kufuluma wano ngende tuyinza obutaddamu kweramu hijabu gy'oyambadde oziye mu gathering y'obusiraamu osibye omusipi mu kiwatu otulage figure site temuliko simu abaliko naye wa Allah gwaliko ewa Allah gwaliko. I know these are not amusements, I'm telling you reality. Ayagala bitwala tayagala bireke. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam yaganti inna Allah la yanzur ila inna Allah la yanzur ila ajsamikum inna Allah la yanzur ila ajsamikum. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tatunulira mibiri jammwe oba wakola figa oba wakola hipsi oba ufanagana oti Allah tatunulira mubiri gwo muslima Allah tatunulira mubiri gwo wala ila suwarikum tatunulira mutyabu ofanagana oli mweru some of you bleach oli muslimu naye olwanagana n'obutondo bleachinga nosanga hajati yenanga amyusa amatama ali mu kubleachinga then you ask yourself obusilamu bwakugana makeup mujja tugenze kuidi tugenze kujuma olina concealer layers nnya kati ofuna otya wuzu jamani. I mean, why don't you look at this? Allah tatunulira ngeri gyofaanagana newona jjanga weesinze concealer eva Saudi Arabia. Allah agenda kutunulira kikuli ku mutima walakin yanzur ila qulubikum wa a'malikum. Allah atunulira mitima gyaffe n'ebikolwa byaffe. Kati ayambadde hijab ey'emitwalo 4 ng'ataddemu n'omusipi emukwata ne figure njawulo kijjaine n'omuntu ayambadde hijabu ey'emitwalo 10. That is why nze ngamba nnyo abakyala woba oli wano ng'otunda hijabu abakola muhaamu abakola wa please you are the cause lwaki abantu bambala bubi. Hijabu y'emitwalo 6 agenda gikoleramu okyatayagala kusaala oyo hijabu ya mitwalo 6 nosanga omuntu yeye yabivaako ebyokwambala bulungi anti hijab za bbeeyi $200 miskini wallahi ne imani ye tiyenkanankana $200 naye ate mumutuuza hijab ya $200 ne bajja ku idi ne mutawaanya abaddu ba Allah baali baava ku nsi alaba ibali eringa bambala za bbeeyi naye naava ku kyateekeddwa okukola what is the norm. Allah tatunulira ebyo mwambadde otawaanira ki? Lwaki otawaana ne hijab? Lwaki osiba omusipi wano mu kiwato? Please ogenze ne mu nfumbo naye okyasiba omusipi mu kiwato olagaani jamani. Mbadde manyi bino tubyambalira basajja kutwagala siwe kiri. Oli mufumbo ofa kino duniya. Osanga omukyala wallahi mukyala guwandi wadde ekitiibwa mukazi mukulu ayambadde hijab emujjeyo olubuto azadde abaana olubuto lukooye naye najje jamani mukola bubi mulimba. The respect esigala mu kkubo. Respect esigala mu kkubo. Era wogenda mu town abavubuka bagamba olabye ekiwala nengo oyo maama wa muntu ne mutuula ku boda muzituula ku kisajja ne mutuula ku boda n'ositama mu mwana wo atudde wakati boda ali eri maaso anti muli ku modernity. Hijabu ze mulina kati za siriti bakebere bonna waliwo zipu wano we bati siriti wanena amagulu otambula galabika wega totambula. I'm telling you realities because we mulowooza nti ekintu ekinaafuuka modern olwo obusiraamu kati ffe tuliko ani abagamba agomaalo. And that is why I say abakyala abasiraamu mu Uganda muyina amaalo. Bu challenge ba TikTok musiraamu Shamira Sumaya Muslima proud hijabi you even mime the Quran tewasoma otutawaanya miming the Quran mumaiminga Sheikh Abdullah Matrud gwaliko miming yes subhanallah. Basiram the normal is always known. Ekiri halali mukimanyi wallahi mukimanyi. Nze sina gwe nsonzeeko naye mwerabe mujit look at yourselves. Ekiri halali mukimanyi naye naye oli mundaye agamba nti bagamba nze mundaye yemanyi akabagamba nze wallahi abaana ba university mujjemu nyembuto wallahi mujjemu nyembuto nze mbagamba osanga omuntu empeekezi yakamira zikola pharmacy akaduuka ku kyalo mujjemu nyembuto jamani. Naye gwe kennyini enkyogenda keera ku makya omwana w'abendi gwe bakuumye omulenzi ajja omusaba amahale ga $2,000,000 naye ng'embuto ziwaakajjamu ozirwanye jamani. Waki muli azamanyi abantu? You're chasing modernity. Kyovula Allah agamba nti alhaakumut takathur mwagadde okuŋŋaanya okuweza hatta zurtumul maqabir. Naye bino mugenda kubikuŋŋaanya mpaka mu kabuli. Kyovula babamanyi bagamba nti la yamla jawfa ibn Adam tewali kikusa lubuto lwa mwana Adamu teri kigenda kulujjuza muntu akute illa turab okujjako ettaka. So what are you looking for? Sister, what are you looking for? Your body kati yafuuka capital yo. Abaali bannalulungi in 2001 bali luddawo. If it is the beauty, if it is being famous, eyali famous mu 2001 ali luddawo essaawa zino. Wanji, all of you, tell me the most famous people abali mu 2001 1999 bali luddawa. Oluyimba olwali lukutawaanya last year osobola odduwuliriza kati naye ate Quran wallahi tekendeera. Its fame still blossoms even now. Naye kati mwe mwagala mubeereko jamani. If somebody has a reason to love you, that reason will cease to exist. Eyakwagala olw'okubanga nti oli mugezi, you will cease to be intelligent. Time etuuka ng'obugezi bwo bwo mu kibiina tebukyakola. Eyakwagala olw'essente zirimu vicissitudes leero weeziri enkya teziriiwo. If there is a reason of somebody loving you, it will cease to exist. Kijja kuvaawo jamaani. Wasigale ggwe ng'omuntu. Mumanyi lwaki Allah talina nsonga lwaki atwagala? Because akimanyi nti enkya ensonga tejja kubeerawo. omuntu yenna akwagala alina okwagala nga ggwe. Toyina kumwambalira bulungi alyoka akwagale, because tomorrow agenda kuwasa, enkya agenda kulaba nga weebase, amalusu nga gakuvaamu. Kyebayita okuguma seeka mu bufumbo, kyebayita okuguma nti gundi agumye mu bufumbo. Lwaki? Because mu bufumbo tugenda tosobola kupretendinga to your wife for more than a year. Tosobola era kutegeera. Sheikh Magamis yali ayogera n'agamba nti omuntu tasobola kupretendinga eri mukyala era abakyala seeka bakumanyi bakyala bo seeka. Naawe bawa akumanyi, you cannot pretend. Kyovula omuntu waba akola obwenzi eventually bamumanya because ono gwolina yakumanyi. You cannot pretend. Kati ebyo byoyagala okumulaga, byoyagala okuexposinga, wallahi bijja kutuuka biveewo. That is why obusiraamu bukugamba tobikula nga tannafuuka wuwo, because fena Allah yatukola nga we have imperfections. Tukwatagana kati olaba abaana baffe abasiraamu, abakyala abasiraamu, tusomera mu masomero g'abasiraamu nga batukuba nnyo. So ekiri nga batukuba nnyo ne bakukuba embooka akabina ne kajjamu ebituli, osiba all the time, osiba. So ekiri some of us twalwala nnyo nga tuli baana bato, batukuba nnyo empiso. Kati zakyusa our structure. Kati naawe nojjayo hijabu ekwata, kati oyagala bakulabe yet balaba shortcomings zo. Naye musirima ayambadde ekiganduula kinga kinene, mu birabiro eri nga wamaze dde okumuwa amahare. Kati awo ne bagamba nti obufumbo kola ki? Kubanga nina byengumidde. Naye fuba gwe kuba akafaananyi nga maani wo byali mu kugumira, g'obadde obiraga boyfriend asobola okuguma, kubanga boyfriend baagala birungi, si bwe kiri? Kati waalaba nga gwe tokyalina birungi ebyo, what happens? Ng'anoonyaayo omulala, si bwe kiri? Naye maani process ya divorce mpanvu, maani tasobola kikola mangu, si bwe kiri? Therefore musirima proud hijabi, please manya nti abasajja they are looking always for the best. Lwaki olowooza Allah yabagamba bafune bana? Kuba abasajja tebakuta. Lwaki olowooza Allah yasuubiza abasajja nti mu jjana tulinayo abakyala ne batunyonya nti tusobola okuba n'abakyala 1,000 naye n'olukumi terutumala? Lwaki olowooza ki Allah yakitugamba? Yakimanya nti ffe abasajja we always want the best. Lwaki olowooza Allah tiyayogera bwogezi n'atugamba nti mu jjana waliyo abakyala? He went an extra mile of explaining the nature of the women in Jannah. Wahurun ain, bakyala b'omu jjana ka amthali lu'lu'il maknun. Why? Kubanga Allah atumanyi. Kati gwe olina boyfriend wo, olina sponsor wo, akulaba entumbu ezo ziriko namusuna enkofu ziyaleka. Okay? What happens after 1 month? Nga gwakusa side. Naye wonaayita mu bantu like that, ogenda kusigaza ekitiibwa mwana tu wangi, onaasigaza ekitiibwa. Abakumanyi nga bakulaba oli mu bufumbo kati naye nga baakuyitamu, bakyakuwa respect gwe. Allahu Akbar. Please, let not modernity take you away from what should be normal. Yes, let us proceed.
It is in recognizing and embracing this purpose that we find true fulfillment and peace.
Proceed.
Modernity, with all its advancements and distractions, has the potential to divert our attention from our ultimate goal.
That is true. That is true. Come and stand with me. Stand with me. I want to show you something. Something visible. Byenyini byosomye njagala obirabeko. Stand with me. Look at the audience. The audience, they all have phones. They all have phones. But they cannot spend 1 minute nga tewali ajjayo simu kugitunulako messages. Look at them. I want you to stand here with me. You're going to see it. Because this is psychology. Tebasobola kyewana. It is natural. Kati kyabakwata. Why? Tubeera mu muzikiti okumanya kino ekintu kyatugendamu ekya modernity. Technology buli wajja atuwonona naddala abasiraamu, abakyala abasiraamu, amaalo gabayitirira. Omuntu abeera ne mu masjid mu juma naye ng'anyiga WhatsApp addamu message. Bikujja ku Allah. Tell me, bwe bubanga mu lunaku mulimu 24 hours. If the day has 24 hours, osalire eddakiika mmeka wa mahajat? Eddakiika mmeka z'olabanga? What is the maximum number of minutes you take praying in the mosque?
5, 10.
5 to 10. Okay. 10 times 5.
50.
50. Out of 24 hours, Allah muwa only 50 minutes. 50 minutes. Na yochimanyi nti oba wakamala essola wooti ogenda okulaba omuntu akudde esimu. Tasoma na adhikari, ali ku bwangu. Some of them abaya katola salamu gagenze. Lwaki mwe mwagala Allah yanguwire okutuwa naye nga ffe time gye tumuwa Allah ntono? Why? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ayagala okutuwa naye ffe kye tuzze eri Allah, it is too small. Ebintu birina kubeera quid pro quo. Mpa nkuwe. So kiri, you know, Allah omanyi lwaki Allah yayogera Qur'an ng'omuntu agifumiitiriza ejja kumunyumira? Kubanga Allah yatuteeramu we tufuniramu. Buli kyonna kye tukola Allah yatuteeramu tufuniramuwa. That is why mu Busiraamu tetukola bintu nga tetufunamu. We have to always source for how am I benefiting from this? How? Wosale sola inna salata tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. So chiri omuntu wasale sola tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar, egenda kumuziyiza okukola ebibi. It is going to refrain this person from doing wrong and evil. Naye omuntu asobola kubeera mu sola iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in ng'alina lidiya mu bag, ng'alina postina mu bag, naye ng'ali ku iyyaka na'budu wa tulungamye ku kkuba eggolokofu, naye ng'olina postina mu bag. Bw'omala salatul maghrib ogenda mu night shift, ogenda kupakasa. Iyyaka na'budu yaweeyo wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina sirata al-mustaqim, omuvubuka alina kondomu mu nsawo. Ihdina sirata al-mustaqim. Ihdina sirata al-mustaqim nga womala okusala ogenda kubba engatto z'omuntu ku masjid. Wangi? So please, this modernization is going to kill the cores of Islam. Egenda kubijjawo. And we have to agree that it is going to do that. Naye omugezi kyovala bwemumanyi omu ow'Obusiraamu yagamba nti inna lillahi ibadan futana. Mu baddu ba Allah mulimu abagezi, intelligent ones. How are they intelligent? Talaqu dunya wa khafu alfitana. Ebya duniya baabiyita nga batya kugezesebwa. Jaaluha lujja, bagifuula ng'ennyanja engazi, omugga omugazi. Wattakhadhu saliha al-a'malu fiha sufunan, ne bakozesa emirimu emirungi mu yo gye bakoleramu okubeera amaato agagenda okubasomosa. I'm telling you, nze ayogera la ubarri'u nafsi, omwoyo gwange sigujjamu, ndi musobya. Era kyovula tuba tuwogera baseka tugamba nti uswikum wa nafsi, mbalamira nga nange neeramira neewulira okutya Allah. Tukwatagana. So let not modernity to put you in the quicksands of destruction. Quicksands mukitegedde? Mutegedde quicksands? Kyovula nabagambe njogere Luganda. Quicksands ke katebe. Makategedde? Akatebe nako mukatte mukamanyi. Bibanga bisooto naye obigwamu biba bikusika munda. Mukategedde kati? Munkoze bwe. Kabakaita quicksand. Mashallah. Quicksand. Okay, tugende maaso.
The world around us presents glamour and allure, urging us to chase desires that may be hollow and temporary. It is during these challenging times that we must remember our purpose and recommit ourselves to teachings of Islam.
Kati ensi eno mugiraba egenda okuleeta ebintu ebipya. Muslima gwakyayambala nga otaddeko earring ziri bweru, kati ebigenda kuggwako era ekifaananyi kyo tojja kwagala kipositinga 20 years from now. Kankubuulira ekintu ky'obadde tomanyi. Okimanyi nti abantu batandika na kwambala naye ng'entumbwe bagikweka, kubanga edda entumbwe gwali bwereere si wekiri. Kati waliwo innovations ezigenda zijja mu kwambala, era ng'edda okulaba omukyala nti mulungi olina kulaba ntumbwe naye ng'ogenda giraba oti nzibwa okulaba si wekiri. Si mu Busiraamu bwokka ne bajjajjaffe ne bamaama baffe Abaganda abaddala bayambalanga ne baggumira. Mulimu Abanyankole? Gwe tunuulira Abanyankole abakadde engeri gye bambala. Ekiganza kyo kyekuula ne mu ttaka si kiri? Why? Bakwekanga entumbwe because it was part of their beauty. Made them glamour. It made them splendid, splendiferous, maverick, alluring.
Mashallah.
Anti kakati mwangambye njogera Oluzungu kati mwe mwankoze obulungi. Temumanyi Luzungu?
Tewakyamanyi.
Okay, it's the same thing. Era kyovulaba abasajja bwe baba baagala okukwana, nze ngamba nnyo abantu mu psychology baba baagala okukwana omukyala. Yogera Luzungu because Abannayuganda balina amaalu naddala Abasiraamu. Obalaba omuntu ayogera Oluzungu bagamba nti ono yali romantic. Okay? How are you? How is life? By the way, if you speak English and you speak it fluently and good, omukyala awulira ng'omutuuse ku mutima. So kiri? Anti Abasiraamu ina abaalo. Ekisooka bw'oba oyagala okulaba ekyabbu bagambe babuuze mu Luzungu lwokka. Ajja kugamba now you see like somebody wants ebigambo tebivaayo kati agwa ku Sekikubo Yasin nga alutokota. Kamba, you know, it's done like this, you know, you're going to get vicissitudes in life, you're going to get turmoils. She'll be like, oh my God, this is the guy of my dreams. No! Oluzungu basoma lusome muganda wange tukolanga amalo nosanga omusajja olwokubanga alina base. Ayogera, hi, how are you? No, that's not anything. Temukola malu, okay? Ne buno buchallenge ku TikTok bwe mukola si bwakabi. Si bwakabi. Nze mbala Abasiraamu n'olaba maama w'omuntu yenna yazaala olubuto lukooyi lugudde naye nga naye ali mu kuziina simanga anyeenya mubiri naye nga lwe lubuto lwe lunyeenya yagadde kunyeenya mubiri naye olubuto lwe lunyeenya. Please kuuma ekitiibwa kyo tujja kuyita hajjati ng'oyambadde bulungi. So the world is going to bring very many innovations and advancements. How do you survive these? Is the question. Kamba buzem. Look at the audience. Look at the audience. Do you see that? But do you see that earrings zabam ziriweru? Kati webera earring ebweru china bulungi kati gwe mukyala. What is the good thing in earrings being out? Nyabako nyizo kwa sibitegira.
Or maybe I should go up to them who are having earrings.
Sisters, temutya kungamba siri kubajere go bako. I want to know. Cheka fe baseka tetubitegeera nga byatusuka ku ntegeera yafe. I want to know earring weweru what is the added value? Olaba bakuganye kwe kubaka wowo. Gwe notga nedda nja kuleta earring mujja kiwulira. Bakuganye kwe no gamba sijja koma kwekyo kanne kube makeup. I mean, help me. My time is done. Aye? It's not done? Okay, I'm soon concluding. I'm left with a couple of paragraphs. Now listen. Munkoze bulungi ne muleeta abayizi. Munkoze bulungi ne muleeta abayizi. Where is my phone? Ngenda kuwaterako story y'omuyizi omu. You know I'm a detective. Abayizi mbamanyi abeekwana. Mbamanyi jamani. Ngenda kuwaterako story y'omuyizi omu. Twamugobye ku ssomero. Subhanallah. Aliwo akola ku byuma mbatereko story. Wallahi omwana yatukoze ekintu jamani. You bring and I put for you the story. Sagala byogera mizoga musajja oyo. Omanyi abayizi mwe bali kubaleeta bali aba student tulo kali okalire owulire. Muzinda kweguli? Okay, good. I want you to hear the dinkum oil. You know what dinkum oil is? Second bijeko? This one, eh? I want you to know the veracity, the dinkum oil of what I'm talking about.
It was a Wednesday after lunch whereby I never had.
But musirikirire njala kubadira mu story eno. Just I want to have needle silence. Omwana wo gwatwala okusoma mu ssomero ly'eddiini gwe ngenda okuzannyira. Omwana wo gwatwala mu ssomero ly'eddiini kamukuddiremu. Ate Husina yabimanyi. Husina wooli abimanyi twasoma naye. Yali kyaledi wakamusa. usina stoka bakulabeko usina stoka amba bakulabeko kiyaledi wa Kamusa oyo yali mukama wange oyo gwe mulaba bannaye kati mukyala mufumba alhamdulillah kati wuliriza
It was a Wednesday after lunch whereby I never had a paper. It rained heavily that when lunch was done, and I was in the science lab reading for the next paper the next day. I had it, so I was reading for it. I was seated next to a boy called Stones.
Taking a earphone.
When it started raining, Tosa told me that he's going to have a nap. He's tired.
You're hearing?
He left me on the seat alone.
You're not?
For some minutes,
You've been somebody never know. Kale tuzeyo.
when it started raining, Tosa told me that he's going to have a nap. He's tired. Then he left me on the seat alone. For some minutes, Blessing called me behind. She was stood behind. She called me. When she called me, I went there. She told me that Michelle Isaac is calling me. Then I told her to push aside and pass. I went close to Michelle. He told me to have a seat. When I sat, he told me I should put my head down since the area that they were sitting in, it was kind of leaking. So they told me to sit. He told me to sit there. I sat. He told me, take our song dragging in a joking when we laughed. Maiza na ngamba. Maiza kunga meta kwa song drag. Yakube. Netwinumia. We just for some time and Seka. Then he kissed me. We kissed. After kissing, we romanced. He fingered me. I hand blowed him until he calmed. Then I slept. We never came. Nazuke kuwekete, so I had to get out. Nefulmaning in and I'm like, I'm asleep. I'm not fulmaning in the. I say, I've ever had a boyfriend in Form 4. I've ever had a boyfriend in Form 4. It's called Alisa Lunguma. Whereby after Form 4 we broke up. Like we didn't see each other again, but I have ever met outside, me and him.
Don't fire
After Form 4, like within when we were still in Form 4. I've ever met outside, we had sex, me and him. Like for 5 times. Then we broke up. So me and Michi, we have ever dated in Form 5, first time. Then we broke up. We stopped talking. So the thing is, I didn't know if he loved me or he did. But me as him single, that we are dating.
Okay, audio yabadde mpanvu mukoleka amakumi awo. So basically, oyo mwana wa ssomero. Essomero lya busiraamu sigenda dyogera. Senior 6 twamugobye. Agendeko ewaabwe. Naye nze nagambye abakulu b'essomero tebamugoba because she has some problems, more issues, ngaza maybe she's addicted, something of that sort. But now you've heard, You've heard. So mbamanyi. Naye bitandikireyo mu ssomero mpolampola kuko omwana wabeera mu science lib. N'akola waakyo ne batuuka n'okumatira. Kad khasira alladhina fa'alu hadha. Ekyo mbagamba kati gwe olina omwana wo ali waneena ali mu senior 1, senior 2, senior 3, senior 4 olina muganda wo ali ku kyokya kati ombalaba bambi babalimba so they cannot reflect naye jjukira olaba story gyevudde ayogedde smart tonsa ayogedde serunkuma ayogedde mukiibi kwega ekitiibwa kye kiri ku level ki if you look at the story what dignity does that person have kakati omuntu waba tesobola ku reflecting that is what happens kubanga ono mwana muwala bwe nali nakagenda kweri essomero yali ayambala kano ka earring k'omu nnyindo nemwekengera nemuyita nemuga akantu kako kajjeeko nga waba atambula abaana b'okusomero simanyi lwaki esaati bagimuwa ng'ebika bulungi the behind naye bagifunya ayina ng'egyagisitula neegenda waggulu weeti n'atambula ng'alinga agenda okulumya duniya okay nemwetegereze negamba this girl there is something wrong with her okay I called her and I talked to her naye nga nsinjogera naye on neutral grounds mugamba please this is wrong at the end of that day nezija you know I'm a life coach and I'm a counselor kati namusanga atuddawo bino saali mu musango I was not part of the case naye namusanga atuddawo nga yena she looks to be stressed she has been keeping quiet for so long the mouth is stinking you know it's not good to keep quiet for so long now I told her I tried to be her friend era mwana wo mulaba nga tali bulungi try to be her friend in that situation noba badde omukuba nnyo try to be her friend so ekyamazima nzo abayizi oyo Husna akimanyi abayizi tukwa kuba embooko even when I was a student wanzi nasomera biraali ng'omuyizi wakoleba ebintu by'okwetoliga tumukubamu embooko 17 okay n'atereera so it's not a big deal okay kakati sirika njogere mukama wange kakati if this girl natura once then I told her listen you have to tell me the truth because when you tell me the truth perhaps I would help you okay now she told me all this nekati she's confused and agenda kufuna obuzibu because laba wanadda yewakaawe abakyala bamu muli bazadde waneno you know how you treat your children wanajja nakugamba into this one I did this and this you're going to back at her you're going to want to beat her but this girl she has been addicted to this for so long that's why I disagreed with the school sending her away but it had to send her away okay let us summarize because my time is done.
Can I read this paragraph?
What we are left with how many? You try to
read all of them.
Yeah.
Allah has blessed us with a gift of intellect and freedom to make choices. Yet with this gift comes the responsibility to make choices that align with our purpose.
Allah yatutondanga ffe abaana Adamu twesalirawo teri akukolera decision olaba osobola okugaana okuwuliriza ekiragiro kya muzaddewo kale ate bbaawo ng'akuleetako decisions ng'akuwa amateeka so Allah yatukola ffe ng'abaana Adamu nga we know what is right and what is wrong but we rather select what we want for ourselves. But with this power of free will, this power of making decisions, comes a great task of deciding what is right for me and what is wrong. And if we do not decide wisely, we are going to be taken into the quicksands of modernity. We are going to shrink into the quicksands of modernity. So we have to be steadfast while thinking about our religion. We give it first priority. That's how we are going to survive. So what tulina free will, we can decide for ourselves. Fenga abasiramu tukole ki kubanga innal halala bayyin wa innal harama bayyin wa bainahuma umurun mushtabihat la ya'lamuhunna kathirun minan nas. Proceed.
Let us not allow the glittering distractions of modernity to blind us from the ultimate truth.
That one is self-explanatory. Everybody knows that. Tokiriza then sister nkulaba Muslimah. I want you to promise me before I leave. You're not going to put on like that, right? Again, it will help me enter Jannah. Nkulaba mwejja na atoja jizanyira muze nkulemereko. Jamani olaba wokyusa ngenda kuyingira Jannah. We are both going to get felicity. You know, when you put on like that, you attract very many people. You know, these days, nobody. Is it fine if I talk to you alone? Is it fine? You see, nobody can differentiate jono mukyala mufumbo no si mufumbo. Kubakati nikati abana bato bambala empeta switchidi. So try to imagine if you're married, circumstances you might be married. Kati nze nja kulaba ngo yambadde what I'm seeing a neck erike biseera ndabo mwana nga ayambadde. So this is beauty you're exposing now. So what would I do? Nja kujja nkuleetera ebizibu. Okay? Because nze nja kujja nga nina kiri ky'omissinga ku bbaawo. What happens? I have tarnished your marriage. Ate guess what? Abasinga abo akulabyeko obulungi bwo. Nkugambye, nobody is going to love what you have, your love is ebeerewo forever. No. That is why Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam yawasa Khadija. Neither core reason it is ali sente lwakwamba mugamba nti zaali sente. Bwali busiramu. Tukwatagana. Si bwali sente mugamba nnyo sente. Bwali busiramu. Tukwatagana. So sister, that veil and that hijab, the way you're putting it on, it's not Islamic. It's not, and it never was. And I have another sister here. I'm sorry to say, but the earrings, it's not part of Islam. It's not part of it. Okwambala empale tekiri mu Busiramu. Wallahi si kya mu Busiramu agomaalo. Okusiba omusipi mu kiwatu nze olaba Shamira atunda hijab. Shamira atunda hijab. Ayina edduka lya hijab. Naye nze mukwano gwange lwakwansobola kumugamba nti hijab ez'emisipi tezikirizibwa mu Busiramu. She's my friend and we are comrades. Naye kati we mugamba tagenda kumpajja naye adde omuliro. Era ne wananyiga ebijja kuggwa. Naye nze mugambye amazima. Kati buli enna alina omusipi wanene mu hijabu, wallahi ofuna omusango. Ate wonna akirimirako inshallah oyingira omuliro. Okay? Siri mutabulike. Okay, kindly let us conclude because my time is done.
In our pursuits of success, education and careers, let us remember that our faith should always be the guiding light. Let us embrace the values of modesty, integrity, and compassion, even when the world around us encourages different paths. It is through these values that we carry the message of Islam within our hearts and make a positive impact on our communities.
Okay, listen. Ngenda kumaliza n'ekigambo kya Ubay ibn Ka'b. Ubay ibn Ka'b. Yali annyonnyola kye bayita taqwa. He was explaining piety. And he said, a righteous person should imagine moving through a thorny bush. Ngoyita mu nsiko erimu amaggwa. Engeri gye weegendereza olugoye luno luleme kwatibwa maggwa oba okulinnya kuliggwa, ekyo kye bayita piety, okutya Allah ne faith. Lwaki? Because this world is full of temptations and distractions. Kati zino zosanga, then you try to move steadily so that you don't fall into the traps of this innovation and modernity. So you're trying to Islamize modernity, but not modernizing Islam. Mwabadde mukimanyi nti okwekuba concealer kiri haramu omuntu okutambula ne concealer nga mwekubi. Concealer, sibe lwayita concealer. Omuntu n'akyuka n'afuuka kala ndala. Makeup, okay, it's makeup, eh? Nze mbadde manyi babiyita concealer. Byerimu, omuntu ne bamukola obusige nga okimanyi nti n'okusala ebisige kiri haramu. Mwabadde mukimanyi. Kati ebintu bino mubimanyi, waki mubiremerako? Wanje? Majini? Okay, let's just leave that one, ignore that one. Okay, members, my time is done. I'm going to give chance for somebody to say something. I had a long presentation, but when banjogera n'abakyala nze mbagamba mazima kuba kaakati nze sina kye ngenda gamba nti kyogenda okumpa okuggyako okunsabira. Okay? Naye we nkugamba amazima, abawarabu bagamba nti fi salahati raha. Buli wobeera omwerufu ofuna emirembe. Woba n'omuntu ng'akunyiiza mugambe jamaani onnyiiza. Okola kino kinnyiiza. Ojja kufuna emirembe. Wobeera n'abantu n'obagamba nti kino kiri haramu. Enkya tebajja kuyita bakimanyi nti oyo we munaamuyita agenda tuvumira hijaabu zaffe. Tebajja kuyita ojja kufuna emirembe. Naye mmwe mwandeese mugenda kijjamu enjawulo. Buli ayambala hijaabu ng'osibe ekiwato ne kivaayo kiri haramu. Buli ayambala hijaabu ng'obikkako mutwe gwokka nga tobikka nsingo kiri haramu. Buli atambula ng'amatu gali bweru kiri haramu. Buli yenna ayina hijaabu ng'eriko siriiti kiri haramu. Buli yenna yakuba concealers manga makeup ng'ofuluma ebweru mu nnyumba ye kiri haramu. Eyekuba akawunga nga kawunya nnyo kiri haramu. Buli yenna ayambala buno obuntu obw'ekyuma ku bigere kiri haramu ng'ofuluma ebweru ewuwo. Please kiri haramu. Ekyokulala, abawala ba university mulekerawo night shift. Please, Muslimah, proud hijabi, woman empowerment, mulekerawo night shift. Kyanja mwafula ekolero eringa Dubai yammwe. Please mulekerawo night shift mujja kukuuma ebitiibwa byammwe. Please. Musigaze ebitiibwa. Respect your husband. Okay? Okujja kunga waliwo alina kyagamba naye maliriza. I rest my case. Baddaali abadde alina kyakola pause for a moment. Kati wane tugenda kuyingira our inner selves. Okay? We are going to enter into our inner selves. Is it fine? The microphone is on? Okay. I want us to go to Moya bikopo banaye tugende to a journey to reality. Sagala bikutawanyi nga bikulekanira. Hello? You hear me? That's good. That's good. Don't mind me, sometimes I speak a lot, eh? Okay. Now do me a favor. Akunganya bikopo lekerawo. Negono, eh? Akunganya bikopo lekerawo. Webali. Now do me a favor. Close your eyes with me. Do that. Close your eyes. That's good. Imagine yourself standing in front of yourself. Imagine yourself standing in front of yourself. You'll do that when you close your eyes. Now that is you. That is you. Now try to imagine you are dead. You'll not see it. So what you are hearing is what you hear when you're dead, according to the books. People are saying, hey, please, you hear, but you cannot say anything. Now that is you. So anytime Allah says that we can die anytime we can die. But this means that even at this instant, we can die. You don't see it if you open your eyes. Please, toyingira your journey. Stay while you have closed your eyes. This is psychologically how we see reality. That is tuba tuyingidde mweri natural self yafe. Now try to imagine what thing have you done before you die and what thing were you planning to do. If it is good, you prayed salah, because when we die between a salah we prayed and a salah we are going to pray. Still, we die between a salah we missed and a salah we are going to miss. So that is you. What do you have for yourself now? Don't open your eyes. It is a question you ask yourself. What do you have for yourself now? Innal abdal mu'mina, a believer, when you die, when you're in that state, Allah sends you two angels, bidul wujuh, white, with faces that are white, shining like the sun. Ma'ahum kafanun min akfan al-jannah. They have shrouds. Bayni sandu kuva msanda za jannah. Wa hanutu min hanut al-jannah. You imagine yourself experiencing this. Don't open your eyes, you'll not see it. You'll not see it. Then they come to you, mad al-basar, where your eyes, your sight stops. They come to you and they sit there. Now that is you. But I want you to recall what you have done and what you have not done, and the plans you had and the plans you failed to accomplish, and the salah you have missed and the salah you are going to miss, and the situation you have been found in. That is you. That is you, man. And it comes to you. And it sits by your head and it starts pulling out your soul. If you are a believer, وَيَخْرُجُ تَسِيلُ كَمَا تَسِيلُ الْقَطْرَةَ مِنْ فِيِّ السِّقَاءِ. And your soul comes out slowly, like how the last drop of cooking oil comes out from the jerrycan. That is how easy it comes out. That is you. The person you're seeing is you. Now you start to regret the things you've missed doing. It stops. Sente zoba doina ku simu oziresseko, appointment zoba doina ogiresse, oli Allah agamba falawla idha balagatil hulqum wa antum hina idhin tanzurun wa nahnu aqrabu ilayhi minkum walakin la tubsirun. فلولا إذا بلغت الحلقوم وأنتم حينئذ تنظرون ونحن أقرب إليه منكم ولكن لا تبصرون. kati omwoyo gwe gutuuka mu ddookooli musirima atayagala kusaala musirima abadde ayambala nga w'oyagala musirima abadde ageya abantu proud hijabi abadde alemedde ku bubaby hair. That is you, that is your soul, that is your true self. Now you're going to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They start calling you names you used to call yourself before you enter the heavens. Yali ayita proud Muslima beach. That's what they call you. I see these names here. Now, if you were not a believer, try to imagine how you're going to be terrified, how you're going to be scared with what you're going to receive. And guess what? It can happen anytime because Allah says, وَيَأْتِيكَ الْمَوْتِ مِنْ كُلِّ مَكَانٍ. Death can come to you at any instant. Now open your eyes. This is the world you see which blinds you and leaves you lost in the world. I'll rest my case. I don't want to speak more than that. That is your true self you've seen. The one that is going to meet Allah. Assalamu alaikum.